let's review day 4. Hi, welcome to Have Yarn Creations. I'm Erin. I'm doing my day 4 review of the 7-day sampler Afghan by Crochet Crowd. So we have, if you just as a quick go over, this is day 1. It has lots of popcorns and texture. Here's day 2, and there's not as much texture. There's more of a filigree kind of work, but not filigree, if you know what I mean. It's just lots of holes. It gives it the texture. Day 3 had a little bit of pop out in the center and more of the filigree type holes kind of work. Lots of V-stitches and kind of almost shell stitches here with the trim work. So this is day 4, and I haven't stretched it out or anything. So here's day 4, and day 4 is picots, and there are picots in the center here. You can't really see them unless I do this. I love picots, and they did back post double crochets here to give this a little pop, which you can see when I hold it here like that. I love picots. I really like them. I've used them in one of my other tutorials and blankets that I do. I think it gives it nice pop. However, these do not, in the center, do not stand up unless you force them to. I personally am probably going to go back behind and do some little cinching stitches, take a strand of the same color just to make sure, because when I was weaving in my ends, they ended up on the back and popping up. See? Like that. So there's enough hole there that they don't stay popped out in the front. So that's my personal drawback with this square. I think maybe if they had done something, I'm not sure, if they had done a stitch into, because what you're doing is you do 3 doubles and then you go behind and grab the next stitch. So you're skipping a stitch in between. And I think if they hadn't done this skipping the stitch, if they had done like they did in day 3, where they did a 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1, if they had done that, it would have lessened the hole. And going behind the picot, it would have popped it better. But regardless, it's a beautiful square, and I think they're going to look really nice all together. So that's 3 and 4, and I know I've showed you 1 and 2 before. So this is 2, and let me back up just a little so you can see. So, and I'll put 1 over on this shoulder. So here we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and there goes 3. So I really do like this. I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to make a beautiful blanket or Afghan when I'm done. And I really like how the picots, because here they did a single crochet at the end around like they have in all of them and giving it a nice framework. But when they did, they put the picots, they popped them because they gave a stitch, a tighter stitch right behind it, and they didn't skip the actual stitch. That's just really my only complaint about it. The other thing is that now my squares are coming out about 9. without doing any blocking. So I'm sure I'm going to do some blocking with them before I sew them together. And I'm seeming to go through my yarn kind of quick. So we will see what happens. Now, I bought extra because I know that the way I had to buy, and I had to buy, mine were in packs of 3. So in doubling it, I probably needed 3.5 per color because the yardage on my skeins was smaller. It was a little bit less than the ones that they recommended. So going by that yardage, I was probably going to need like 3.5 skeins on mine, even though they said 3. Then, coupled with the fact that I was having to buy them in packs of 3, so I ended up buying 9 of each color because I'm doubling it. So, but I would say you probably need 4 skeins of each color because I've already gone through 1.5 and I haven't finished my day 4 yet. So, if in order to have enough to put them together, I think it would be enough maybe to do for all of the squares. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave you anything to connect them. So I think you're going to need more. So, but other than that, this is really quite lovely. Make sure you have enough. Make sure that you pull up the skeins, pull up the written instructions as well, which I will link, as well as doing the tutorial with Mikey. Again, because so you make sure that you're getting the right stitch counts on each side. Because Mikey doesn't give that. My other tip was to make sure that he suggests that you finish them off as you do each color. And what I would do is finish off your first color, or do your first color, do your second color, then finish off, weave in the ends on the first color. And then when you finish doing the third color, after your second color change, when you finish your third color, going back and doing the second color, just because it doesn't pull it too tight and make it difficult to get into the stitches. That coupled with my little tip about keeping them in a jar, because it helps keep the mess down. I guess, and I would, for me personally, I'm going to go back behind and stitch around on this day 4 to give myself an extra pop. Do something to close that gap. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. If you want to, please hit subscribe. That would be really helpful for me. I am starting to get my numbers. Thank you for everyone. I'm up over 350 now, and I'm very excited about it. And be safe. Take care. And if you have yarn, be creative.